Hello, welcome back to Ask Nanny Q YouTube channel. So again, we are doing blind reactions to emails. I did some on my live on TikTok earlier, and yeah, that's all I got. So we're getting ready. I'm actually logging in again to do this. See, I'm getting my code so I can log in. What's that? Yep. I know. I should have had all this together before. But I wanted to let y'all see that I just go in blind reacting. I did a few of them on my live, like I said earlier, and they were actually pretty cool. They were different. They were very different, but so we're gonna go. He keeps telling me that I'm a bad parent. Let's do that one. Hey Nanny Q, I am a mother of a 14-month-old and I also have a 3-year-old. My husband constantly complains that my 18-month-old isn't as advanced as the 3-year-old. My husband also has a 8-year-old and a 10-year-old by his previous wife. My 18-month-old is barely taking a few steps here and there. He does feed himself. He does talk a little bit, but he isn't up and moving like my 3-year-old did. My husband comes home every day complaining that I don't work with him. I don't teach him anything. All I do is hold him and sit and look at TV and stay on TikTok. In parentheses, she says, I can do all three. I'm multitasking. I know that's right, girl. Multitask. Last night, I overheard him talking to his friend saying that I was a lazy, horrible mom. There's no reason that my 18-month-old shouldn't be walking, and there's no reason that my 3-year-old isn't fully potty trained. He said his ex-wife was a damn good mom, and all of the kids that they had together, all 2 of them, actually were potty trained and good. Let me put cuss. They were potty trained by the age of 1, and they were talking and eating by themselves by the time they were 2 years old. I honestly don't understand why he tells his friends these lies, because his 8-year-old still has accidents in the bed. His 10-year-old still doesn't like to take baths, and we have that argument every weekend the child is at our house. The kids are very mean to my kids and said that they would never be their sister and brother because their mom has told them that I am a whore who stole their dad. When me and him first started dating, he had just recently got... I restarted in a minute. No. When me and him first got together, he was recently separated. I met him through a mutual friend who so happens to be his ex-wife's best friend. We've been talking. We talked for a while. We didn't officially start dating until after he signed his divorce papers. I hate that his wife always tells the kids that I'm a whore who stole their daddy and I'm the reason why they can't have a happy family. Because now the kids take it out on me and they call me names and they're very disrespectful. He only laughs and says that they'll grow out of it. They're just upset because they've always seen their mom and their dad together at the same time. We've been dating for a while and we have... I thought you said y'all were married. We've been dating for a while, and my husband actually makes me very happy. I just hate how he describes me to his friends, and I hate how bad he talks about my mothering skills. Can you let me know, am I doing anything wrong because my 18-month-old isn't walking and my 3-year-old isn't potty trained? Even though he says his kids were down with potty training and walking by the time they were 1, I just can't believe it. Also, do you have any tips on how to get a 10-year-old to take a bath? Nanny Q, he smells like he eats onions all day. He plays outside And just an insider, we're white. So, you know, we smell like... You understand that we smell bad when we get wet. I tried to tell my husband that he doesn't want our son to be the stinky kid at school, but at this point I'm at a loss for words, and I don't care if he ever takes a bath again. I don't care if the 8-year-old pisses up the whole house. I'm just ready to grab my 2 kids and leave. Advice, please. A mom that is over it. Woo, baby, you over it. You are over it. You are, but you're frustrated. Something I always tell my parents, especially when I'm doing my coaching classes, every child is different. Never compare what one child did to what another child did, because every child personality is different. You have one kid that's nice and you have the other kid that's day, which means you have one kid that's nice to everybody. You got one kid, if you look at them the wrong way, they be like, ah! Everybody has one of those kids. And normally it's their second child. Their second child just doesn't care. That second child is like, whatever. But if you do decide to show him this video, or if you decide to share it, whatever, and he just so happens to see it, anybody who sees this video, please do not compare your kids to another one. One, it hurts your kids' feelings. You think, oh, they're little, they don't understand. They do. They pay attention to that. So please never compare your kids to their siblings, their family members, anybody else's kids. Just because a child isn't walking at 18 months, if your doctor says there's nothing wrong with it, kids are lazy sometimes, especially if you hold them a lot. And I tell my parents, when you're trying to teach your child to walk, please don't hold them. Let them crawl to you everywhere you go. If you go down the hall in your house, let them crawl to you. Make sure that they're crawling and you're not holding them all the time, because as long as you handicap them from walking, they're not going to want to walk. They'll be like, you just carry me around. It's just being lazy sometimes. But make sure you get his legs checked and make sure everything is good. And if the doctor says everything is good, go ahead and get those walking shoes and get started. Make sure to buy toys that they have to push around so they learn how to walk and stand up and do stuff like that. I know in my Amazon influencer list, I do have a walk with me section storefront that has all the little toys, shoes, and all the little stuff that help the kids walk. I also have a video. No, I have an episode on my podcast about walking too, I think I do. But the main goal is to not push them into it. Let them take their time. And for the 3-year-old, I do have potty training videos on my site, but you just have to be consistent. Potty training can actually work, parents, if you are consistent with it. And when I say consistent, give it 21 to 30 days. Don't just think, oh, we did it for 2 weeks because Susie down the street said she did it and it actually worked. No, everybody is different. I have some kids that I can potty train in 3 days. And I have some kids, it's been 39 days and they just now going to do number 2 on the pot. But I'm not going to stress it or be like, oh, why you didn't do? Because every child learns different. Now, the more I try to get them to go and the more consistent I am, they actually get it. Like when I was in daycare, every hour for 5 minutes, I was putting you on a pot every hour. So you was like, oh, I gotta go. Now they have potty watches. So you can set a timer for every 30 minutes and put them on a pot every 5 minutes. Put them on a pot for 5 minutes every 30 minutes. It works. You have to be consistent. You can't be like, oh, I'm tired, I ain't gonna do it this hour, and then they have an accident. If you do it every hour or every 30 minutes for 5 minutes, I promise you that child is gonna get the hang of it. You have to be very consistent. What you guys don't understand is that these kids are learning. This is new to them. This is something you're trying to teach. It takes a while to teach anything to a child. Some of y'all ain't got it right and y'all adults, so why do you push a child and you like, it's been a week, you still ain't got it? No, it takes some time. It actually does. What else? When you guys sit down and talk, have a discussion with the older kids, and he has to have that discussion with the older kids to tell them, I wasn't with your mom, this is what was going on. And y'all might have to have a discussion with the mom also so she can stop telling the kids that. Because I know when moms or dads put those bad seeds in those kids' mind, they take it out on the step parent. They actually take that stuff out on the step parent. So you have to be very careful what you're saying around a child and how you're describing the step parent. If you don't like that person because you're upset that the relationship didn't work and they've moved on, please do not discuss that in front of the kids. Keep your comments, how you feel about that person, to yourself or when the kids are not around, because there's no reason that that child should know that you don't like Tamika because she wore 27 inches weave and all of that good stuff. I'm telling you, my babies at daycare would tell me all of y'all little business about why y'all don't like the daddy new girlfriend or the mama new boyfriend. They tell. So please be very careful of the words that you say around them when you're describing that person, because they get upset because you're upset. If you're not upset, they don't care. It's all about how the parents look at it, how the parents react. So if you don't do a reaction, the kids don't. I promise you, they don't. Me and my grandson sat outside for 30 minutes and it was thundering loud. Never one time did I change my energy or be like, oh my God, I was scared. And you know what? He wasn't scared either. He was just looking at me. Every time it lightened, I was like, oh, did you see it? Oh, look at the sky. I was teaching him not to be afraid of thunderstorms, because so many kids are afraid of the loud thunder. So I was teaching him, Granny's not afraid, so you don't have to be afraid. It's just a storm. And I showed him, we looked at the rain. We went and put our hands out for the rain and all of that. Kids pay attention. Even when you feel like they're not paying attention, they're paying attention. So please be careful with the words you say about whoever the other parent is dating. If you don't like them, that's on you. You need to heal and move on. And that's truthful. Yeah. But family conversation really needs to be had, like all of y'all together, so the kids can understand the disrespect has to stop, and the dad has to put his foot down and say, don't say that to the kids. You have to respect my wife. So that's it. Some counseling will help you guys out, really. Okay. Thank y'all.